Okay, in this video I'm going to recap over the A minor and the E major chords. Now, remember from before that if you play E minor first of all, with your first and your second finger, okay, and then you swap them out. So what I'm doing here is, I'm taking off my first finger, I'm putting my second finger up a string, and I'm putting my third finger underneath it. So now I still have E minor, but wait till you see what happens. I got my index finger, my pointer, or my first finger, those are three different names you can use for it, and I put it on the first fret of the G string. So I go like this. And that is my E major chord. Now, the thing to watch out with this is, when people learn E minor and they learn E major, they can sometimes get confused when they hear E mentioned. So it's almost like the way Man United, they're known as many different names. You have Man U, MUFC, the Red Devils, Manchester United, Man United. There's loads of different names and it's for the same thing. In guitar, whether I might say E to you or if I say E major, I'm talking about the exact same chord. So this is E, and this is E major also. It's just two different names for the same thing. And remember, the other one is called E minor. The way I like to think of this one is E minor, there's two fingers on it, so it's like E minor. I'm just kind of associating it that way. Now, that is your E major chord done. Then, the other chord on the sheet is A minor. Now, all you need to do to play A minor is get your E major right here and move it down a string. So, aim and keep the form the exact same, so keeping the fingers looking the same, but just move them down a string. And that's your A minor. It's that easy. And since it's A minor, it's like your A major chord you learned in your previous lesson. You don't hit the top string. So for A minor, I start from the A string down as well. So now you have two chords you can switch between. You can switch between E major, or E, and A minor. Okay, now in terms of good form, like in terms of good finger form, the best way it could look for you is as follows. The fingers would be piled like this, and if you look at the view on the fretboard, note my hand up near my head and see the way the fingers are arched. Now, watch if I do this. See the way the fingers have collapsed down. That's going to block out a load of your chord. So it's so important this week that when you press, you use the real tips of your fingers and you just press down like that. And you're also leaving, you notice the space I've left between the bottom of the neck and my palm? That allows the rest of the strings to ring out then. So that'll be one change to work on. Then, the other thing was, we'd already practiced going from E minor to A major. And the two of them sound pretty good together. But two chords that sound even better together are E and A. Or E major and A major. Since we already talked about how the major chords, you can call them just by their name, or you can call them by that name and add on the word major after it. Okay, so if I'm changing from A, and watch the way I'm going to do it. A lot of people, when they go to change, they take off all their fingers and then they go to put them all back on again. But there are easier ways for a lot of these. So I have 1, 2, 3. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my first finger and I'm going to move it onto the first fret of the G string, and then I'm going to get the other two fingers, the pair, and I'm going to move them up. That's E major. Okay, so, and I'll move it back. We have A, then move it again, first finger, get the other two up as a pair. And that's the best way to move between those two. So have a listen to how they sound. They go as follows. Whether it's messing around with the tuning. That would be a really good exercise to go at. Practicing changing from your A to your E and back from your E to your A. And as a challenge, you could hit 8 A's in a row and see can you do it without hitting that top string. So every time you have to go. Do you notice the way every time I get up that I missed the top string? So I took the pick right in here. So I strum down. Watch what happens. I come back in and I have it there ready to go again. Okay, and you could do the very same exercise with your A minor since you'll need it for both. So you could hit 8 A minors. Now I'm going to only hit 4 for the example. And you could keep a log. If you got somebody to watch out, you could do it as a pair. You could ask somebody home to look at you play your A's and your A minors and be there with a little sheet, and they could just give a little score to you every time you hit it perfectly, and then they get a score every time you hit the top string. And at the end, count up, see who won. Alright guys, any questions, email them on, no problem at all. The email's in the description below. Thanks for watching.